If we were dating, would you still want to have...
We don't want you to care about us. We want you to leave.
Speaking of not being man enough, is the modern...
If we were dating, would you still want to have girls' nights at the club?
Yeah, I would. I feel like that's not cheating whatsoever. Like, I feel like when a girl goes to a club, like, it's not to hit up men or whatever. It's like to dance, drink, like whatever. And it's not to like flirt with guys or any shit like that. It just really depends on like girls, but like that's not how I am.
So if we were together, you could see yourself wearing this exact fit on a girls' night with your girls without me being there.
Yeah, exactly. Because what I'm wearing shouldn't define whether or not how loyal I am to my boyfriend at the time.
Why don't you think, maybe I should be a little less revealing since I have a man?
No matter what you're wearing, a man will hit on you regardless.
But you don't think that men judge women based off of what they're wearing when they see them?
Like, they probably do, but not as much as most people think. Like, I feel like if you judge a woman based off what she's wearing, then that's you. Because not every man does that. Like, depending on what I'm wearing right now, I would wear it with a boyfriend.
You just said you'd wear it without the boyfriend.
I'd wear it without the boyfriend and with the boyfriend. Like, a man's not going to tell me what to wear.
What if you were married? Would you still wear this alone on a girls' night to the club?
Yeah. Why would that stop me?
So how'd you grow to have this mindset of, doesn't matter if I'm taken, single, married, I can wear whatever I want, doesn't matter how revealing it gets?
I mean, for me, it's how I was raised. Like, my mom was just like, oh, it doesn't matter what the fuck you're wearing. Like, what you're doing, if a man loves you, he loves you.
Oh, hell no!
I can guarantee you she's the daughter of a single mother. You know what's most revealing about all this? I bet the clothes she wears to the club with her girlfriends aren't the same ones she wears when she goes out with her boyfriend. Because when she's out with her friends, she's out to compete, to get attention, and of course, to see if some simp will buy her free drinks. And there are still guys out there doing that. But a man who's with a woman that loves the club doesn't really have anything. She might say she's just going out to have fun with her friends. But the truth is, clubs are dying nowadays because men are stopping going. When you do go, you see groups of women standing around bored, desperate to leave, because there are no men there. That alone tells you they weren't just there for the music and the drinks. Brothers, if the frog belongs to the streets, no matter how many kisses you give it, it's not turning into a princess.
I'm sorry, but maybe I'm missing something. Why exactly is chivalry dead? I don't see two damsels in distress that are in dire need of a big, strong man to come get them out of a situation that they have no hope of escaping. Or am I wrong? Because it seems that in this case, no matter what the men would do, they're going to be wrong anyway. They're wrong if they don't help two fully capable women with their vehicles, but I also have a feeling that those men would be in the wrong if they actually came over to help those women. Because what exactly are they wanting? A man to overlook the situation and tell them that they did a good job? Because then he might be accused of mansplaining, or even worse, of harassing two perfectly strong, capable women. But yeah, I don't think that chivalry is dead. I think that some women are finally able to take care of themselves, and they don't like it.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Men learned. You wanted to be left alone, and that's exactly what they did. Or does leave me alone only apply when there's no problem? Because when something heavy needs to be lifted, suddenly the man matters. When there's an emergency, then he's important. But when a man needs something from you, or simply approaches you, your attitude is, leave me alone. So here you go, enjoy your peace. No doubt that's the reason men act the way they do nowadays. Check out the next video.
We don't want you to care about us. We want you to leave us alone. What women are making videos saying, can men care about us? We want you to leave us alone. Because we're done asking for decency, empathy, anything other than cowardice and selfishness and laziness. Like, that's all you've demonstrated as far as how you respond to us saying, hi, can you help us do something about women being murdered by men? Like, they're the ways that you respond. So then we just started saying, can you just leave us alone? Like, we just prefer, if you can't help, like, can you just leave us be? You can't do that either. So now I'm telling women, just don't put up with them. Don't tolerate them. Don't center your lives around them in any way. Invest in yourself. Put your time and energy and effort into your own life. They are side characters, and you don't even need to have them as side characters. You guys don't like that either. We don't want you to care about us. We want you to leave us alone.
It's not that there aren't enough women. It's that there aren't enough ladies. What we have now are independent women poisoned by feminism, a poison that infects both the mind and the soul. That's why men don't want to catch it and simply choose to leave them alone. And I'll bet you this, when something breaks in their house or their car, the first person they call is a man. They're very independent in their little bubble and in their belief that they don't need a man, when the truth is, it's men who built the comfortable life they enjoy. Everything around them was made by men. But you can't expect anything different from a single woman who's already hit the wall. Because the wall doesn't forgive.
Speaking of not being man enough, is the modern man not man enough to handle the modern woman, or is the modern woman too much to handle?
I feel like the modern woman is too much to handle because this day and age, women, they're under the impression that they really don't need a man. So therefore they become that much more independent to where that they're like, okay, well, if you can do it, I can do it. A lot of things that men were capable of, like women didn't have the rights to work for a long time. And then once we were able to work, okay, well, it's the sense of, okay, if he can do it, I can do it.
Is it just me, or does anyone else get super unproductive and lazy and just the worst version of themselves when they speak to a man? Like, I don't know what happens to me whenever there is a man involved in my life, even if it's a 1 week. I'm so distracted because so much of my mental energy goes in trying to figure him out and engaging in the most surface level, boring conversations. And I have no idea what's happening.
Men never changed. Yesterday and today, they've always wanted the same things from a woman: cooperation, support, and acts of service. They never demanded money or status. They were proud to provide. It made them happy to do it. That's not oppression. It's male nature. The one who changed was the woman. Today, she's unhappy with everything. She can have the best man possible and still sabotage the relationship because she's been programmed to believe that nothing is ever enough. They sold her the idea of you can do it all, but never told her the uncomfortable part, that competing with men wouldn't make her happy. They took away her role in building a family and pushed her into a script of career, independence, and rivalry. The results speak for themselves. Exhausted, lonely, bitter women, realizing too late that they mistook freedom for happiness. And believe me, it's a strong poison. Watch the next video.
Women.
Not all men, not all men. Yeah, to you. To us, it is all men because it has to be.
Who exactly is us? They're obviously not including those who think logically and rationally in this conversation.
We have no choice. How are we supposed to know which men are safe? There are enough men that are misogynistic and dangerous for us to have to be cautious with every single one of them.
So naturally, a person would assume the worst of every individual in an entire population.
Men are always comparing women to objects, so it's my turn.
Oh, good. So instead of taking the high road and doing better than those individuals that someone is criticizing, someone is going to be not only just as bad, but in fact worse, because someone should know better.
Imagine we have a big bowl of gummies. A large amount of them have poison and will make you very sick, and some of them will even kill you. I'm not going to trust any of those gummies until they are proven to be safe.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is actually how some individuals justify bigotry.
I'm not just talking about the men that essay and Even the men who are just a little misogynistic are unsafe to me. If a man perceives women as less than equal in any way, there's a possibility that he will treat me as less than equal. Good men are the ones who do think about it, because good people care about other people.
You know what else good people do? They actually understand that each person is an individual, not part of a monolithic group that acts of one mind. And moreover, they don't believe that an individual should be held responsible for the actions of others.
So if you're a man, misogynistic men are more likely to listen to you because they don't like women. They don't want to listen to us.
Well, if that were true, then misandrists would listen to other women when those women tell them how wrong they're being by hating an entire population of people. But usually, those misandrists just call those other women names.
If you want to be a good person, listen, learn, admit your faults, and then grow and change.
It's almost like a lot of those individuals out there who give advice on how to be a good person should actually take their own advice once in a while.
Fuck up, you crazy bitch whore!
God, woman, who hurt you that badly? Just by looking at her hair color and the tattoos on her hands, you can tell she's part of the Purple Hair Collective, that group of women with poison in their minds. And that resentment doesn't just stay there. It escalates every day. Today, they hate men just for existing. Tomorrow, they'll justify going after anyone who doesn't think like them, even children. This modern feminism hasn't brought unity or equality. It's brought isolation, hatred, and extreme individualism. And the ironic part is, these types of women are the ones who go viral the most, because misandrist rhetoric sells. I've got hundreds of examples. What we're seeing today isn't liberation, it's ideological decay. I'm certain the women who first pushed feminism never imagined their movement would turn into a hate machine aimed at half of humanity.
I know with the way society is right now, a lot of us women probably will not be mothers, will not get married, will not have the life they almost always dreamed of. But am I the only person that thinks there's actually some benefits to this? Women are more of a delicacy now instead of some fast food that men just want to eat and throw away. I think it's a beautiful thing. Watching the research and what everyone is saying, we are waking up. We are deciding that we want better. Our standards have risen. We have risen up economically. We would rather be alone and in peace versus entertaining some man who drains us of our life force and energy. I know a lot of us are gonna be lonely and single for a while, but excuse me, not lonely, but alone, but still at peace, still growing, still learning, still healing. We'd rather wait than settle. And as hard as it is to be the generation that's enforcing this, think about our future. Think about the women that are coming of age now. Think about 10, 20 years from now, the women that are going to be like, this is the norm. Yeah, we're single, we're happy, we're trying new things, we're becoming better people. We're not just waiting around for some man or being okay with being cheated on or being a baby mama. Like, no, we want it all. And the fact of the matter is that we deserve it all. There's no problem here, at least on our end. I mean, if there's not enough good men to go around, what are we going to do? We're not the ones that said that male role models shouldn't be around. We're not the ones that decided to treat women like property and crap for years. We're the ones that decided to take healing into our own hands and do something about it. So I feel like this problem is really something men need to work on, because as hard as it is for them to be single and alone and horny in their little room wanting companionship, we're perfectly fine taking care of ourselves and waiting for men of our caliber. And the answer is no, we are not going to lower our standards. You guys just need to rise to meet them.
Sweetheart, your window of opportunity to find a good man is closing. Once you hit 33, that window starts to shrink. You're getting older, and that's why you've changed your tune. Now you're trying to sell living alone as some kind of mystical life purpose. But the reality is simple. The train is leaving the station, and you're going to miss it. Most women want a relationship with a man, even an average one, because they know they can build something together. But you're holding out for a winner. And you've been at it for over 33 years. Over a decade chasing a man who never shows up. There are plenty of good men out there, but you live off other people's failed experiences and assume every broken relationship is the man's fault, like the woman's always the victim. The women who've had strong relationships, both today and in the past, were the ones who chose to bet on a man. They were the process women. But you? You want a man who's already fully made, while you bring nothing but your presence. That mindset doesn't go far, especially when every day there's a 23-year-old woman willing to date a man in his 30s. Brothers, the wall doesn't forgive.
Ladies in their 50s are mad at me, and we're going to squash that. You know why they're mad at me? Because I said that after you are 50, I give you permission to chase a man. Now, I normally don't clarify what I say because I don't feel the need to. But for you, my ladies, I will, because we are a community and it's important to clarify. So let's begin. The reason I said one of the only times I give you permission to chase a man is 50 plus is for several reasons. It's not just willy-nilly, I just said it. Number one, you've gained the wisdom to know when a man is worth chasing just for fun because he's got a hot body, because you want to one-night stand with him. Hence the cougar archetype exists for a woman who's older and knows what she wants, and she knows it's just for a sport. Hence the cougar. Young women don't have that perspective yet. Also, they have the burden of reproduction. However you swing that cat, your biology is your biology. So when you're at a reproductive age, when you are sleeping with that man, your body's like, oh my God, he's the father of my children. Doesn't matter how you do it. However, once that burden is off you, you can do things with your mind, with your logic more. They say that women gain a more yang, masculine energy perspective on life after their cycle finishes. And that's a great thing. That means women can succeed in business for longer than men, whilst men's testosterone drops and they become more emotionally in tune. Yes, but that's a whole different subject. I am not saying that you should. I am not saying that you ought to chase men. No. Stay in your feminine. Be a goddess. Let him chase you. But one of the only times that you can chase a man and you can do whatever you want because you're now the queen chess piece. You're not a princess anymore. You can chase him, not chase him. You can do what you want because you have enough wisdom, enough perspective. Your hormones aren't pretending that you're trying to have babies. You can do what you want. And if you want to stay in your feminine, go for gold. If you want to chase the pool boy, go for gold. That's your freedom time. Okay? So stop being offended and be complimented instead.
Women in their 50s, brothers, are out there doing their thing. They're desperately looking for men because they're no longer in demand. Now they're the hunters, often going after men in their 30s. That's why it's ironic when younger women complain that there are no good men left or that all men are trash, parroting all that feminist ideology nonsense. Women in their 50s, many of them baby boomers, aren't concerned with feminism or ideological talking points. They get straight to the point. They want younger men. They're not demanding money or status anymore. They just want collagen. Today, that's called a sugar mommy, and it's more common than a lot of people want to admit. Don't believe me? Just listen to what this woman says in the next video.
Older women, younger men, why society has such an issue with it. This intergenerational relationship that is bucking the society norm is still creating a hot topic of conversation. What's your biggest critique and harshest judgment that you've had dating a younger guy as an older woman? People don't get it. They're not sure what you could have in common with a younger man. They don't get the energy levels are matched. They don't get the sexual energies are matched. They don't get the sense of adventure. But when you're dating a younger man, you have all of that in spades. And with an older guy, typically, they start to become a little dull, a little grumpy, a little boring. I was dating a younger guy, and the biggest critique that I got was from older men in their 50s, mid to late 50s. We were at a bar, and we were having a great time minding our own business. And 3 independent, separate men came up and said to my date, "Are you okay? Do you have mummy issues? This club's too old for you." It was an over 50s club. I mean, come on. It was 48. Can you imagine as a woman going up to a 48-year-old woman in a bar who's with a 55 or 56-year-old man, asking her if she was okay? Did she feel safe? Does she have daddy issues? Does she need help? I mean, come on. Like, that is not even intergenerational. That's a mini gap. And society just needs to keep up. Man, you've been doing it for centuries. Stop judging us for doing what you're doing. Maybe because we're doing it better? Yeah, that could be it. So tell me your biggest and harshest critique you've received as a woman in an intergenerational relationship with a younger guy. Go.
It's not that they're doing it better. It's that visually, they look like his mom. A 40-year-old woman with a 50-year-old man doesn't raise eyebrows because that's how it's always worked. The man is usually older, and if he takes care of himself, it's no big deal. But a 50-year-old woman with a 40-year-old man, no matter how much she takes care of herself, the visual doesn't fit. The age gap shows, and people notice right away. I've never seen a 30-year-old man holding hands with a 50-year-old woman in a restaurant acting like a serious couple. But I've seen the opposite 1,000 times. That's why it's not that they're winning the game. It's that men avoid being seen like that. Not because it's illegal or morally wrong, but because it doesn't fit socially. And just to be clear, I'm not against it. I'm just stating the reality.
Here are a few things that I have learned from people who were over 50 that ended up finding the one later in life. Number one, typically they looked exceptional for their age, or they were realistic about where they were and the type of person they were trying to call in. Number two, they were still in a positive mindset. They were upbeat. They were still, as hard as it is, they were still pushing themselves to be excited by dating. Last, they went down any and every road. They didn't say, I'm only going to do this way, or I'm only going to do this way, or I'm not going to do this, or I'm not going to do that. Nope. They were determined and unstoppable. So they went down every road and they weren't going to give up till they got it. That is a secret ingredient. Never give up till you get what you want. All right? I hope it helps.
Like I've been saying, women in their 50s are on the hunt. And here's a simple rule to understand what's happening. When there's a shift in the market, look at who's moving and who's chasing. Right now, more and more men, especially between 28 and 40, in their physical, financial, and mental prime, are stepping away from the dating scene. That's left a lot of women aged 45 to 50 in an awkward spot. Now they're the ones doing the chasing. Many offer clear incentives: money, trips, houses, comfort. Because there's nothing more intense than an older woman in love who's got resources. A lot of these women spent years focused on their careers, climbing the corporate ladder. And when it was time to settle down, they were no longer in the age range that men at their level were looking for. Those men chose younger women. So now these women are copying the same pattern. They're looking for younger guys they can spoil. This, brothers, is the real drizzle.
Just sitting here on Saturday waiting to go out for lunch, and I thought I would relay a story from a girlfriend of mine from last night. She's recently single, has come out of a very long-term relationship. They're engaged, and she doesn't want to jump onto the online dating apps. Fair enough. So she joined a group. I'll need to put it in the link. I can't remember what it's called, but basically it's like a meetup group. And she went last night, very brave, by herself, into a group of complete strangers and walked in. She was nervous, obviously. It's a pretty baller thing to do, I think, like really getting and putting yourself out there. But she said she wanted to practice. She wanted to practice talking to people again and having small talk and getting to know people. Anyway, she met a guy. I mean, can you believe it? Oh, okay. How? Why? I need more details. Anyway, so she ended up chatting to this guy, and apparently he was super friendly and really nice, and it was his first time there as well. So I guess they bonded through that kind of, being the first time that they'd been at this group thing. And then a couple of them went out afterwards to have a drink, and anyway, he's just messaged her and wants to catch up. So it's so good. So this is just such a, look, he might end up being a friend. He might end up being her person. But the moral of the story is put yourself in an uncomfortable situation to grow, to try to learn something new about yourself. She texted me last night or called me last night when she got home, and she was on such a high, and she's been in a slump.
as you would when you've broken up with someone. But she had so much light and energy, and it was almost like my old friend was back, you know. And then today when he texted, you know, she said, I'm not ready to jump into anything, but such good practice to actually get back out into the world, talk to people, have small talk, build connections, and start to get to know yourself again if you've lost yourself along the way in a relationship. So, moral of the story, do something different. Join a group, a walking group, a book club, whatever it is. You just never know. Make new friends, both male and female, and it could lead to true love.
Put simply, you all know it. When a divorced woman gets with the first guy she can be intimate with, she's going to let out everything she's been holding in. I'm not against a younger man dating an older woman. If you're 25 and she's 35 or 40, the experience can be a plus. Confidence in bed, clarity in what she wants, and less unnecessary drama. That works great for casual dating or a short-term relationship. The problem comes when we talk about real commitment, marriage, kids. That's when things change drastically. The chances of having biological children are low or non-existent, and the long-term dynamic can get complicated. Enjoy her as a girlfriend if you want, but think twice before making her your wife.
Women.
These are my dating non-negotiables. Everybody has their own list. This is mine. So I don't like tattoos. It's not my thing. So tattoos is on my list as a non-negotiable. I don't like smoking. I don't want to kiss an ashtray. I am a smoker, actually. I don't like to be around smoking because I get tempted to smoke cigarettes. But I also don't like the smell. I don't want it in my hair. I don't want it on my clothes. So smoking for me is a non-negotiable. I am sober. So I don't mind being around someone that drinks, but if drinking is their whole personality, that's a non-negotiable for me. I don't want to sit in bars and drink. And as a matter of fact, the last guy I dated, every time we went out to eat, he wanted to sit at the bar. It was such a red flag. We never sat at a table. So that's kind of a non-negotiable to me. If I'm going to give my time to go on a date with you, I want to sit across the table from you, have a conversation, get to know you. I don't need to sit at the bar. I don't need to sit at the sushi bar. I think if you've been married for 20 years and you're interested in chatting with the people around you, sure, sit at the bar. Nothing wrong with it. You're by yourself on a Friday night, sit at the bar. I don't want to go on a date and sit at the bar. So that's a non-negotiable for me. Bad communication in terms of texting is a non-negotiable. If we have plans, I don't hear from you until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I like regular adult communication, and that could include, how's your day going? Like a check-in. What are you up to tonight? What are your plans? What are you thinking? Just anything, like a check-in, just to feel connected, to say hello. Some men are not into that. I work full-time, so I feel like if I can make the time during my workday, you can certainly make the time to send a text or respond to a text. So mature, adult, regular communication is important to me in a relationship. Not in the early dating stages. Like, I'm guilty of, in the early dating stages, going home and going to bed and watching Netflix saying that I'm out for dinner because I just want to seem, you want to play a little hard to get, right? So I have been known to do that. I've been known to say that I'm busy because I have dinner plans and go home and watch Netflix. What else are my non-negotiables? Dress. For me, appearance is very important. I put a lot of effort into how I look, into fitness, into eating right, into taking care of myself, into a youthful appearance. I put a lot of effort into it. So I want to be with someone that appreciates it and also puts the effort in themselves. I don't like that untucked shirt look. I don't like jeans with a big untucked shirt. I like a pants and a belt and a tucked in shirt. If you're going on a date, I'd like to see a dress shirt. Don't meet me for a date in a golf shirt, a dress shirt. I don't mind shorts. I live in South Florida. A cute pair of shorts and a dress shirt and a nice pair of loafers. Totally cute. I like that sort of preppy club wear look. So tank tops, gym shorts, Nike wear. That's all a non-negotiable to me. Let's see, what else? Overeating. Overeating is a non-negotiable for me. If you are not taking care of yourself, you are going out to eat dinner and eating every piece of bread in the basket, but you're not fit and trim and you haven't worked out today. If you've got, if you could maybe get into a little bit of better shape, and you're ordering the most sauce-laden, high-calorie entree on the menu, plus an appetizer, plus eating all the bread, it's just a turn-off to me. It's like kind of a non-negotiable. Honestly, if I'm going to be with somebody, I want to live a nice long life. I'm in my late 50s. I've got a good 30 years left in me. I want to be around for grandchildren and my kids and to play tennis and fitness. So that's a non-negotiable to me. I love sports. I play a lot of tennis. I can play pretty much every sport that's out there. I even like golf. I don't have a lot of time to play golf, but I like it and I'd like to get better at it. I enjoy watching sports. I love watching hockey. I love watching tennis. So being interested in sports is really important to me. Along those lines, music is also really important to me. I love a wide variety of music. I like to listen to music. I like to sing. I like to go to live music. So having an avid music interest is a non-negotiable to me. I do like country music. I find that some men don't really like it, but as long as you're willing to tolerate it for me. But I think a shared musical interest, or at least giving each other the space to listen to each other's songs, is really important to me. Let me think if there's any other. Having a tidy home. If you have a messy home and you don't take care of it, if you live in an environment where, if you're in your 50s and you haven't at least made an effort for carpet and nice furniture, a nice bed with a headboard, if you don't know how to pull it together with nice towels in your bathroom, I'm not saying you have to have amazing decorating taste. But if you are in your 50s or early 60s, you haven't pulled your home and living space together, you've got stuff everywhere, it's a non-negotiable for me. The last guy I dated, I got to his house and he had stuff everywhere. It was a hodgepodge of things that looked like college. There were license plates stacked up on the wall. Oh my God, I forgot to tell that story. That's a video for another day. But lots of pictures of old girlfriends, old girlfriend belongings. Those are all non-negotiables to me. If you're ready to be dating, you should be out there with pull together place that you live in, somewhere where you could have company over, have a guest over, cook a meal, make a dinner, have a few drink choices in your refrigerator, whether they're alcoholic or non-alcoholic. But you should be able to somewhat keep a semblance of a home. That's it for now for this video.
You demand too much for being over 50. Remember, at that age, you're closer to the grave than to the ring. After all these years, you still think you're the prize, and that a man should meet a never-ending list of requirements. You're lucky if anyone's even paying attention to you. The guy sitting at the bar did it on purpose. You facing away from the entrance so nobody could see him clearly with a woman who looked like his mom. That's why he didn't want a table in the front. And still, you keep expecting the perfect man like you're 25. Unless you're a woman with serious money who can completely change a man's life, your standards are going to keep you alone, because they already have. Brothers, the wall doesn't forgive.
Girls, resist the urge to partner young. I beg of you. I beg of you. Spend your 20s free. Spend your 20s doing different things, traveling the world, meeting new people, trying out different types of personalities, breakups, new relationships. Sorry, that scared me. Do everything. Do everything. Don't partner up young. Don't resist the urge. Sit with the feeling, recognize that it's there, and then move along. Because we as women have never had this much freedom. Okay? And I think we should take advantage of it, full advantage of it. So go create a meaningful life for yourself. Look at the wind blowing my hair. What I'm trying to say is right now as women, we have the power and the ability and the freedom to create meaningful and full and enriching lives for ourselves outside of partnership. No man necessary. No man necessary. For free, on your own. Go do it. Create a life for yourself. Do it on your own. Okay? Please don't depend on a partner. Don't depend on a man. No, don't do it. Please, I love you. Bye.
Stop it. Get some help.
This kind of talk sounds lovely when it's coming from a young, attractive woman. It's like a 6 feet 2 inches Chad telling you, just be yourself and women will come to you. Sure, it works for him. For 99% of regular men, it doesn't. This woman isn't unattractive, and that buys her time. There will always be men willing to date her, so she can afford to preach that she doesn't need anyone. But the average woman, or worse, one who buys into the advice to delay relationships to live life, is the one who ends up hitting the wall, bitter and resentful toward men. And I love it when they say, travel the world. With what money exactly? Not every woman has a rich dad, and not all of them qualify to have a sponsor. A lot of them are barely scraping by in low-paying jobs just to put food on the table. The foolish women who follow this kind of advice end up alone and broke.
Hands down, the easiest way to tell if someone lacks emotional intelligence is how they react when you communicate your feelings to them when they have done something to make you feel disrespected. If they straight away jump on the defense, try to justify their actions, or they disengage from the conversation, they can't listen without taking it as a personal attack on their character, it's very obvious that they have no emotional intelligence. People who are emotionally intelligent will be able to listen to your feelings and validate you without taking it as an attack on their character. They will be able to make you feel emotionally safe, they will listen, and they will take accountability and be fully engaged in the conversation, and then they will make changes to their behavior. Because also, remember ladies, that an apology without change is just manipulation.
It's funny to hear so many women say that men lack emotional intelligence, as if we're the only ones who don't feel or don't know how to handle emotions. The real-life experience of many men shows the opposite. There are women who not only understand emotions, they use them as tools to manipulate, pressure, and get what they want. A lot of men are rational and don't react badly when a woman asks for something. They simply evaluate whether it's in their best interest or not. The problem is that, for many women, a man not saying yes automatically is seen as invalidation, when in reality, it's resistance to manipulation. Asking for something isn't the issue. Using emotions, guilt, or victimhood to force an outcome is. That's why a man needs to learn to filter, to weigh the consequences, and to be careful with what he reveals. Be careful with what you share, because in the next video, you'll see a perfect example of what that so-called emotional intelligence really looks like in action.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Shoes. You said you were going to be here an hour ago.
Yeah, I haven't stopped rushing about. Right, so basically, instead of me giving the stuff for you to just open, every little thing's got a message behind it, so I want to just pass it in and I can explain what each bit means, okay?
Okay.
So, right, there's your card. Got the envelope pink because I know it's your favourite colour. So you know you love The Lion King, you loved it forever.
Yeah.
And Nala's your favourite character.
Yeah.
So basically, I got you the Nala bear.
Aww.
So that is the right one, isn't it? I asked the woman in the shop.
Yeah, it is.
Do you not like it?
Yeah, I do. I just liked it a bit more when I was a kid.
Oh, I ain't going to show you the other thing I got from the shop then.
Yeah, just show me it.
Well, because I got that one, I also got you the baby Nala bear.
Aww.
You don't like any of them.
I do like them, but it's my 30th birthday.
Yeah, but it's not the only thing I've got you. I've got your other stuff as well. This is the main thing. So just get that then if you don't like it. So this one, basically a book, yeah?
Yeah.
And that's me and you stood at that waterfall in Wales. And then that's the cover. And then each page is a memory of ours. Like, for example, this page is all the flowers that I bought you in the past.
That's nice.
You can just look at it whenever. Do you want to look at it?
I think I'll have a little look later.
In order to save you guys the pain of having to watch this, that man also gives her a bottle of raspberry vodka because she loves raspberry, and then also a chocolate orange egg because it's around Easter. So I feel like I have to state the obvious. He deserves better, because this is a man that puts very clear effort, time, thought into gifts for his girlfriend. Even if he had $100,000 in the bank and he was willing to spend like $2,000 on her gift, these gifts, the ones that he picked that each one had meaning from, that would mean more. And honestly, I think that there are way too many women in real life off of social media, that don't get influenced by everything on social media and all of their friends saying, oh, what did he get you, and comparing to each other. There is enough of those women for him to go find one of those. And that's what that man deserves.
Oh, hell no! The very fact that she's recording is already a red flag. Where's this so-called emotional intelligence? This woman just made this man feel like a fool. If you look closely, he could have bought her jewelry with that money, a bouquet of flowers, or some other generic gift. But instead, he chose to do something meaningful, based on things she herself had shared with him during the relationship. This man paid attention to what she said she liked and made an effort to give her thoughtful, sentimental, personalized gifts. He was the one who showed emotion. She was the one who acted cold. She didn't value his effort. And that's how you end up with men who no longer give gifts, or who just grab something shiny to get it over with. But then we hear the same old line, that men lack emotional intelligence. Brothers, keep in mind that a lot of times, that so-called emotional intelligence is nothing more than a bunch of pretty words used to manipulate you.
Women.
Listen, I know this one might be a tough one to talk about, but I still think we really need to talk about how you maybe don't need a boyfriend, but maybe you just need a life. What I mean by this is I think a lot of us are waiting for something else to live our life. It's like, if we get this missing piece, our life will finally start. And I think a lot of us use a relationship as the missing piece to fully live our life. And if you don't believe me on this, I just want to ask you one question that really opened up my eyes to this. If I was to never meet someone in life and I was to do my whole life alone, what would my behavior be? I realized it wasn't what I was doing, it's what I wasn't doing. This might be the case for you, but there might be certain things you are waiting on to do or you're holding back on because you're waiting to meet someone. Let's be honest, how long have we been waiting? I have some examples in my life. For me, it honed in a new level of responsibility for me and my life, and for me to be able to build my own life how I want to build it. I realized I would actually be much more out there and public, like louder with what I wear, louder with how I am on social media. I realized one of the reasons I was holding back was because like maybe someone else wouldn't like that, or maybe that would be too risky for them, or maybe that's something I would hone in after I met them and we're together. I don't know. We make up all of these random excuses, but you might be holding yourself back from doing certain things because you are waiting to have a relationship first. And this is a losing game. I don't think this gets us anywhere. Understand why this is a thing, but I do think we need to look at this and question it.
I can't help but notice how many women are stuck in the main character syndrome, thinking everything revolves around them. The reality is much colder. 90% of people don't care what you do with your life. Outside of your parents, your partner, your kids, and maybe one or two close friends, everyone else is just focused on their own lives. The whole "I don't live for others" idea is usually just an excuse. It's not about a lack of ability, it's a lack of willingness. There's an uncomfortable truth that many people avoid. When someone dies, the world keeps turning. Only that person's world shuts off. And that makes one thing very clear: no one is as important as they think they are. The modern woman would do well to step off the pedestal, stop acting like the star of the show, and start living with more humility and responsibility.
Do you think cheating hurts a man or a woman more?
I think it hurts a man more because y'all aren't prepared for it. Women, we're prepared for heartbreak from day one. We're prepared for y'all to give less, to receive less, to just settle for less. And for y'all are expected to be given more, for women to just give you more, for it to be all for you. And so when it doesn't, they're like, well, was the dick bigger? Was it better? Was it whatever? Does he have more money? Blah, blah, blah. And if he does, then I don't know if y'all know how to handle it, if there's a little guide for y'all to handle it. But for women, from day one, we're always taught either from our fathers, from our uncles, from our cousins, from whoever is in our family that is a male figure, that it may not be what it's all cracked out to be. And for men, I think y'all expect women to succumb and to just prevail and to take whatever you give us. But that's not the case, especially as these generations come and we really do provide our money. So what do y'all bring to the table? What do y'all bring to the table? If I can pay for myself, if I can pay for my drinks,
if I can work for myself 2 jobs, 16 hours a day, because that's what I did. I have worked here for 2 past years watching y'all. It's only been the past 5 months, like he said, the cameraman said, that y'all haven't really been out here.
It hits harder for a man because he invests more than just feelings in a relationship. I've always believed that the pain of infidelity depends on the context. If you're a man who's always cheating and you get cheated on, it hurts, but you had it coming. If you're a broke man, struggling to get by, and your woman cheats on you with a guy who has money, it hurts. But deep down you know she could be taken from you because you had nothing to offer. But when you're a 10 out of 10 man, hardworking, a good husband, a good lover, and she still cheats on you with a guy who's not even on your level, that hurts more. Because in that case, she's not looking for money or stability. She's looking for something you can't give. And that hits different. Now, regardless of the betrayal, which is something you can't control, never put yourself in a position where a woman can play with your dignity. She failed you, but she didn't destroy you. Never give her the satisfaction of seeing you broken. Level up, find a better woman than her, turn the page, and move forward. Remember that when you pray and ask to be delivered from evil, sometimes that's exactly what's happening.
You know why I'm never going to shut up about being a single girl who lives alone is because I am the first woman, not only in my family, in my entire lineage, who's able to live alone. My mom was never able to live alone. Her mom was never able to live alone. Her mom was never able to live alone. Multiply that times infinity for the rest of forever till the beginning of humanity. And it actually is that deep. If you're a girly who's living right now in your own little apartment, can afford your own bills, can pay your own rent, you don't rely on your family, you don't rely on a man in your life to financially provide for you, you're quite literally breaking generational trauma. I can literally say it started with me. My sisters, everyone after me, I was the first. I was literally the first woman in my entire female lineage to live alone. It is that deep, and that's fucking crazy, and I will not shut up about it.
In short, you're the defective product, the black sheep in a generation of married, stable women who actually understood what life is about. You, on the other hand, chose feminism and ended up breaking the legacy. Feminism never leaves anything good behind. I can picture those awkward family gatherings perfectly when the mother gently asks, "So, any boyfriend?" And she proudly replies, "I'm a functional adult," as if paying rent and surviving alone were some kind of achievement, when that's the basic starting point for any man from a young age. The problem isn't living alone, it's thinking you're special for doing it. Let's just hope that pride doesn't turn out to be a one-way ticket to the wall, because the wall doesn't forgive.
No, because if I had a boyfriend and they asked me if I ate today, I think I'd lose my fucking mind. You miss me with that corny shit. Miss me with that corny shit. Miss me with that because no, I'm good off that. Like, it's so crazy too because it's like, I don't text anyone all day. Like, roster none. Like, I live in peace. Like, you know how peaceful my life is, guys? You know how, like, I wake up in the day and there's no stalking I have to do. There's no checking location. Maybe like the right guy, like, I won't have to do any of that stuff either. But like, I wake up and like, it's like the birds chirp. I'm like levitating out of bed. Like, it's like, I don't spend the night crying about it. I go to bed by like 9 o'clock, dead ass, like right when I come home from work. Like, my life, like, it's peace. It's peace. It's peace. Like, oh my gosh. Like, you're not going to bring me peace? I can't do it. I can't do it because I go to bed by 9. Like, you're calling me later than 9 is crazy. It is crazy. Like, my life's too peaceful for you. Too peaceful for you. Like, no. I'm good off that because the way I don't stress. Like, I literally have nothing to stress about but myself. Like, nothing revolves around anyone but me. Like, I'm freed. I'm freed from the shackles.
Someone who's truly happy doesn't go around broadcasting it. Happiness isn't shouted, it's lived. When a woman spends an entire video repeating that she's happily single, what she's really doing is the opposite, trying to convince herself and get attention. No one who's genuinely at peace needs to explain it over and over. What's most revealing is that she's not even talking to other women. She's talking to the guys. That's not a message of independence, it's a signal. She's over 30 and clearly putting out the message. She's available, she's waiting, and she wants someone to show up. When a woman turns her singleness into her identity and her flag, it's not freedom she's displaying, it's lack. And the more she repeats it, the more obvious it becomes.
How old are you?
26.
22.
How long you been together?
2 years.
If she gave you a guilt-free pass to sleep with anybody, would you take it?
No, sir. You might get one pass, but at the end of the day, you want one wife. And this is the wife I want. So no.
Okay. Now what about you if he gave you one?
If you gave me a guilt-free pass, I would take it.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Sorry.
That's crazy.
Who would you take it with?
Lindy Waters III?
Don't even know who that is. That's our problem. Yup. Yup.
Who else?
Barry Sanders. I'm in love with him.
Now, what do you think those men have over your man?
They're professional athletes.
That's crazy. Hey.
Black or white?
One is Native American and one's black.
But do you think that any of those guys would go for you?
Junior would.
That's crazy. Hey, at the end of the day, it's whatever. Whatever. At the end of the day, I don't care.
Stop it. Get some help.
Of course I'd take it, and that says a lot. It all starts with fantasy and the constant need for validation. Just look at social media. A huge chunk of women's content is designed to provoke, to get male attention, to feel desired. Even married women with good husbands and families enjoy being checked out by other men. Not because they're going to run off immediately, but because attention has become a drug. That's the uncomfortable truth. A lot of women didn't marry the man they most desired. They married the one they thought was right, stable, the good guy. That's settling. And when someone settles, they become vulnerable to temptation. If an opportunity comes along that stirs up emotion, fantasy, or adrenaline, there's a high chance you'll take it. That's why so many female infidelities happen within marriage. Not because there's no love at home, but because of a quiet addiction to attention, and because many women have gotten so good at hiding it, the man never finds out.
I love the door has been opened to not wanting to live with a man because you want to be disgusting in peace. Because honestly, I've been living this truth for quite some time now. Like 90% of the time when I'm in my house, I'm probably just farting and eating snacks. My hair's greasy as fuck. It smells like shit. It probably would stay in this position if I stood like, honey, it ain't going nowhere, baby. It's just staying like that. And you know what? I don't give a fuck. I haven't brushed my teeth yet. I haven't washed my face yet. I'm sitting here, my armpit smelled from work last night. Like, I haven't showered yet. And you know what? I don't give a flying fuck. Because whenever I leave the house, okay, not whenever. I'm gonna say 90% of the time when I leave the house, I'm put together and I smell clean. But like, no. When I'm in the house chilling by myself, eating my breakfast, watching The Office in the morning, fuck no, I'm not done. My leg hair is probably half an inch long at this point. Because why the fuck am I gonna shave my legs right now? I'm not shaving my legs right now. I don't even think I've shaved my armpits, to be quite honest. And I live in a warm climate. But either way, that's neither here nor there. No, I don't want to live with a man. Living with a man is like performance theater. And that's just not for me. I'm not fucking cleaning up my shit. I have fucking snacks in my bed. I was eating snacks when I got home last night from work, slept right next to the fucking snacks. I don't give a flying fuck. Woke up this morning, had 2 chips for breakfast before I even got up. And you know what? Then I got up and made my real breakfast. And my real breakfast being a bagel. Okay. And something that I've personally experienced when living with a man in the past, I'm not about to be lectured on what the fuck the nutrition facts are on the food that I'm eating. Every fucking morning I would wake up and have a bagel for breakfast. My boyfriend would be like, well, is that all you're gonna have? You're not gonna have any protein? No, I'm not gonna fucking have any protein. Get the fuck out of my face. God forbid I want to sit down and have a bag of chips. God forbid I want to sit down and have you know what's in that, right? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I'm not about to be lectured on my hygiene, and I'm sure shit not about to be lectured on the fucking food that I'm eating. I don't know what is wrong with y'all.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
The truth is, shame no longer exists. Today, we see women who feel the need to share every nasty detail about how gross they live, like that's some kind of accomplishment. Who cares if you haven't showered, don't brush your teeth, or smell bad? The real message they're sending is simple. They live like pigs, and they're proud of it. Social media and prolonged singleness are wreaking havoc on women over 30. The energy that used to go into building a family, raising kids, or maintaining a household now spirals out with no direction and ends up turning into resentment, exhibitionism, and chaos. And when there's no purpose, the mind starts to crack. Brothers, the wall doesn't forgive.
Women. If he gave you a guilt-free pass to sleep with anybody in the world, would you use it?
Yeah.
On who?
Zac Efron, Josh Bowman, some celebrity, hot celebrity. You turn that down? Mm-mm. Couldn't do it.
All right, what if it was all the way around?
I know what I'm worth. One night with one celebrity doesn't change who I am.
So you wouldn't use it?
Even
There's
if I
no
gave
point.
it to you?
No, because it sounds like a trap. If your significant other is willing to give you a one night and a one night stand with anybody in the world, it sounds like a trap for your loyalty. No, fuck that.
Oh, hell no!
This man is clearly upset, and she just doesn't care. That's the biggest red flag of all. If a woman has no problem disrespecting you right to your face, you don't even need to imagine what she'll do behind your back. There's nothing to save there. Walk away and don't look back. You could ask 100 women and 90% would agree on this. Women don't think through consequences. Women act first and want to fix it later. Don't expect rational behavior from an emotional being. Like I said before, the craving for attention and validation, especially when it comes from a man that other women want, is what pushes her to cross the line. Remember the concept of hypergamy. Think about how, at concerts, many women would hook up with the band guy even when they had a boyfriend, just to prove they could. She's an emotional being.
Be honest with me, what is the real reason why you're single right now?
I think I'm going to speak for all men in this video, and I'm going to do that by using a flow chart of what has happened to me. So let's jump right in. So here's little baby us. Okay, and then at some point in our childhood, we're going to go through something that's going to happen to us, which is going to then cause us to bottle up our emotions and learn to deal with it. Then, somewhere years later along the way, we're going to meet pretty girl number one. Pretty girl number one is going to make us feel trust again, and love, and cared for, which will then lead us to open up about our emotions. Okay? And once time goes by and you spill all the beans to her, she will inevitably cheat on you. Okay? And these little arrows here show how she's going to use all your insecurities and trust issues and mental health to then throw it back in your face and make you seem like the bad guy. Okay? That will then cause us to self-sabotage and be upset. Okay? We will self-sabotage every relationship going forward. Okay? We're going to go to alcohol and money and fast things like motorcycles. And in the very end, we will never trust a woman again. So that pretty much is the Spark Notes version of it. That lays out everything you guys need to know. Girls, hope you got it. Boys, got your back. I'll see you next time.
I know this to be true for so many men, but for a lot of women watching this, they will say that, well, women go through a very similar experience, right? They get hurt. A man hurts her, and that doesn't mean that she should be able to hurt a future man back, right? But there's a key difference in the experience of what a man goes through versus a woman, and I want to highlight it because this man touched on it. And that key difference is that a man is made out to feel like the bad guy, even though oftentimes it's either the woman or it's both of them. Like they both have a part to play in the demise of that relationship. But the man is made out to feel like the bad guy. It is very infrequent where a woman is made out to feel like the bad guy, like publicly, socially, even privately between the two of them. And that is why a man will go through the process of bottling up. He won't open up, and then he will turn to some of these things as a way to cope. So yeah, ladies, for a lot of men that are single, it is because of how they've been treated. Tell me I'm wrong.
I have a friend named Mike. Big guy, strong, a little clumsy, but with a kind heart. One of those men who doesn't know how to lie or manipulate. When he was young, he fell in love with a woman who was beautiful on the outside, but dark on the inside. A wolf in sheep's clothing who knew exactly how to use her looks to control and deceive. When Mike found out she was cheating and broke up with her, that's when the real nightmare began. She couldn't handle the rejection. She accused him of being abusive, violent, controlling. She told everyone, her friends, her family, his family. No one doubted her story. Not one person. Even I believed it at first. She had hit herself to back up her lies, and because of his size and awkwardness, he fit the role of the monster perfectly. In just a few weeks, Mike lost everything. His reputation, his social circle, his peace. One day he called me. I almost didn't pick up, but I went to see him. And that's when I understood why so many men shut down emotionally. I saw a broken man, accused of things he never did, rejected by his own family, questioning whether life was even worth living. He looked me in the eye and asked me something simple. Do you really think I could have done that? I knew the answer. I believed him. And eventually, others did too. She tried to destroy our friendship. She badmouthed him to my girlfriend. She kept spreading poison. But in the end, the truth came out. Today, Mike is married. He's a good man, and he's been my friend for over 15 years. He was never violent. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. Is someone who claims to be at peace, being single really at peace, or just avoiding emotional responsibility? If your partner gave you a free pass to sleep with a celebrity, would you take it? And what would that say about your real loyalty? If you liked the video, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Your support means a lot to us and motivates us to keep creating more content. Stay tuned for the next video from the wall.